Hey everyone, welcome to episode 3 of Gamer Thoughts, the show where we just talk about what we've been thinking this week when it comes to gaming. This week, nothing really super going on in the news that made me think about anything, but just some conversations I was having with some friends about how they decide what games they want to play. And kind of the discussion of, I know some people who have some very trusted reviewers that they listen to, and based on what that reviewer says, they'll say, oh, I'll give the game a play. Where some people don't listen to any reviewers whatsoever and actually get all their recommendations from streamers. And I wanted to talk about this. I stream, but I seem to be very positive about all the games that I play, where I know there are some streamers that are very analytical, talk about the systems, talk about whether the game's fun, the pros and the cons and things like that. And it's just a very different world to see a reviewer tell you their thoughts on a game versus a streamer. I think there's kind of pros and cons to both. But the way I kind of see it, with a reviewer, you don't really get to see a lot of the gameplay from a reviewer. Especially a lot of the times we'll see like a review article where they talk about their experience, they talk about how they felt, and they're very eloquent in talking about like the way the game made them feel and the experience they're having. Versus a streamer, you're watching the gameplay, so you're getting to actually see the product, but you're also seeing them react in real time. Their reaction to the way the game is playing isn't necessarily like this polished thought, nor are they necessarily sponsored a lot of the time to do some of the reviews they do, whereas sometimes they are. But there's this kind of raw image that you see when a streamer plays a game of just how they're feeling about it, if they think it's fun. It's very unfiltered, it's very candid. And some of us like to see that. We like to see what the situation is as you're playing the game. That being said, there are some games where, they're very frustrating and you can watch someone get very frustrated, but also they don't necessarily capture the fun that they're having in that moment, depending on who the streamer is or how they tend to react. But they may be a friend that you just like to see play those games. Or someone you know, or someone you followed for a long time. It's the opposite end with reviewers. You're going to get that very eloquent, very well delivered version of what they thought with the game. Usually you're seeing it once they've finished the game, or they're a decent chunk in, and they can give you a lot of their thoughts rather than just like an initial preview after playing for a few hours. I think about how I feel about it, and I don't necessarily let reviews decide whether or not I personally play a game, though I can think of lots of games that I've wanted to buy that I've read the reviews, because I do want to know what the conversation is around it, kind of what to expect. But also there's games that I thought I would never try that I've seen streamers play and see them have a ton of fun with it, and have said to myself, man, I think I want to try this game. I wasn't thinking about it before. It wasn't something that was on my mind, but I'm going to go play this game. And I've had a ton of fun with games that I've discovered through some of my favorite streamers, where I don't think I've ever seen a review for a game that I've gone, wow, I didn't know about this game. It wasn't on my radar. And then I instantly dialed in and went and got it. So maybe there's some discoverability to games when a streamer decides to pick it up and they heard about it somewhere. But just something I've been thinking about, what things I take into account when I choose to play a game. A lot of it comes from trailers that are released, or like state of plays, things where they announce a bunch of games. I see things and get excited. But I've realized a lot of my friends wait to see someone else experience it, whether that's through a review or through seeing it on a stream. And I'm curious what your thoughts are. How do you decide what games you're going to play? Where are you getting your information about new games coming out? And what side of the line do you sit on, or do you do both? Let me know down in the comments. And if you like talking gaming and random thoughts like this, feel free to give a like to this video and subscribe to the channel. I post gamer thoughts every week on Sunday. But as always, thanks for being here, and until next time, much love. We'll see you then.